the Leroy Slava Podcast. Conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. Now, if you enjoy these podcasts, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to receive updates of future podcasts. Okay, episode 56. I'm sitting here today with my good friend Cohen Pooe. He's helping me pronounce his surname.
Yeah, definitely.
I said Pooe.
No,
I said Pooe. He said, "Hey, man, it's
It's,
a Tswana.
You know one
It's
thing,
a Tswana."
Leroy, I've heard all sorts of things. Like some people live in Pooe and all sorts of things. Yeah, but it's Pooe. Kimotswana, pa.
Yeah, keep it Tswana. Pooe.
Yeah, Pooe.
My brother,
Sure.
Cohen. Thanks
Sure.
for joining me today. So we're back. We've been on a bit of a break for the last few months. We're getting our team together. So we got a great team now. So we're starting with the podcast again. We'll be doing one weekly. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, click on the notification bell. And join us every week as we have conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. And today we've got an entrepreneur, we've got an expert in the property field. He's actually one of my role models. I remember when I started out Cohen, I was 27, I think, and I found you at the Sheriff's Auction in Boksburg.
Sure.
And I came to watch there, and I came dressed all nicely, and you guys came in all stars and jeans and things. And I think you bought 2-3 properties that day.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've been in property space over 20 years or so.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting game. I understand it fully. I understand the ins and out. I'm comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
And I bought quite a lot of properties, probably more than 300 properties
300?
in my timeline. So
I thought it's 150.
Yeah,
I wrote on my
more.
notes here,
Yeah.
150.
Yeah.
Let me change that.
Yeah. So what happened? What happens is there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
In my space, what I did is I speculated property for years and years, and what I did is I would buy and sell. Where you would find that most times is I wouldn't keep those properties in my book. So meaning I would have a couple of agents under my belt, and they will, as soon as I get stock, I would give them a listing, and then they'll go out there and find clients. So the issue there in the property space, you just have to work out on the issue of timelines. So you only pay 10% deposit of the property, and then when you've paid the 10%, you go into the market and try and sell. So you have maybe a limitation of about 3 months.
Isn't it you? Don't you have 21 working days to come up with the? Now, and this is the Sheriff's Auction.
Yes,
Just to be clear.
Yes.
Now we've jumped right into it.
Yeah.
I didn't even introduce you properly. I still wanted to say property developer. But anyway, 300 property says it all. We don't even have to give you a
no,
intro.
definitely. Yeah. So what happens is in that space you'd buy and you would buy and sell. So in that way it means you don't have to fund, if a property is 400,000, you don't have to fund the whole amount. You only have to pay a deposit of 40,000 plus sheriff fees.
So that's actually quite cool, eh? So you guys didn't spend, so you would go pay let's use a simple fee, let's say 500,000 or 200,000. You guys bought properties for 1,000 and 10,000 a month. That's why you could buy 300.
Yeah, but the rules have changed.
They bought properties for 1,000 hours, I saw.
No, but
10,000, 5,000 a property.
Leroy, I'll tell you, when I started trading property, there was a thing called no bid, no sale, where the bank is not interested in this property. Probably there could be people in the property who are refusing to move out. There could be other challenges.
Yeah.
And then they would call it a no bid, no sale. A no bid, no sale meaning that whatever price. So a no bid, no sale property started at 100 rands.
Yeah.
And when it went up, a no bid, no sale went to 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
But currently, with all the rules changing and the government getting involved, there is no bid, no sale.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. So meaning at that time, it means we traded at a time when the numbers were looking good. You knew that at least when I buy a property for 30,000, I could sell it for $500,000. Easy.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things,
Nice.
you know. But like now, what you do is it's important to build up,
Yeah.
you know. You
But
build up over time, and when you build up over time, even today you'll still survive from what you've built for all the years that you've been in the game. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to the Leroy Slava channel. This is the channel where we have conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. I'm a property investor and entrepreneur. Over the last few years, I've built a portfolio of over 120 flats and commercial properties. This channel, we bring on investors, we bring on business people, we bring on entrepreneurs that will give you insights, tell you about opportunities, and show you how to get started and how to grow your business and your property portfolio. Join us weekly. See you here. God bless. But the times have changed. I was at the auction 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Same guys are still there.
It's true.
They're buying together now at the auction. So it's not you buying.
Fully understand.
1, 2, 3 guys buying, coming together, buying. But the properties are not going for. Look, I didn't do research, so I can't tell you if they were cheap or not cheap. But I know Boxburg slightly. So the guys are selling them. They're making 80,000, 70,000, some maybe 100,000.
Yeah, and another thing is that the challenge is that you go into a business space. Some people come there, they don't even have capital.
Yeah.
Some are funded by the attorneys. Some they have a fund behind the scene, and that's why you ask yourself, if I've been trading with you 20 years ago, when I come in today, you're still in the same place where I left you. So those partnerships tells you that there is something there.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm saying, if you're not ready, pull back. You understand? Or go in with a different strategy. Have an understanding with your funder to saying, okay, fine, I understand the game. You bring the capital, but this is the splits. If the splits are not right, then you are going to be, it's like working for a salary. You're like an agent. You go into the auction, you bid for things, and then you know that you're not going to make good money out of it. Because now the funding is the challenge. The challenge with the funding is you could walk into an auction and find a property for 800,000.
Yeah.
And you bid 200,000 and they say sold. Even if you have 30,000 in your account, because you have a standing agreement with your funder to saying, this is our deal, we're going to make this deal together. You can't turn around and say, no, this one I'm keeping for myself. So that's what happened to most of the people that we traded with back in the days. That's why they're still trading today, but they're not making good money.
You know what's one of the challenges I've seen there? When I started, this was my challenge in the beginning too. Now we're talking about sheriff's auctions specifically now only.
Yes.
We'll go into other strategies after this.
Yes.
So what I found as well when I started, and no one told me this, you guys are very stingy with information. I've never seen a lot of black guys not wanting to help each other at all. Or not like it's a weird space. But anyway, before we get into that, I just wanna give our sponsors tell you about our sponsors. We've got a sponsor for the podcast. I told you guys we're working while we were away. We were working getting a sponsor. So our sponsor for this podcast is Property Pick. Now, Property Pick is an online investment property platform, Cohen, which connects investors to investment opportunities.
Sure.
Correct? Guys that want to be like Cohen, but you don't know where to start. Now, what do? You come to this platform, you find yourself an investment opportunity, you find yourself a team, power team, your property professionals, right? Your architects, your builders. Cohen is also on the platform. He's also a contractor. We connected too, right? We'll put the link up for you, www.propertypick.co.za. www.cohenpooe.co.za. Go to the website, subscribe as an investor, right? If you want to load an investment opportunity onto the platform, you can load one property for free. If you want to load more than one property, there's a fee. But you can load one property for free. All the investors get an alert. So go load the investment opportunity, subscribe as an investor, go check out the Power team, and this is going to be the biggest investment property platform in Africa. Now you know that you need another stream of income, and property is the best way to do that. So let us help you do that at Property Pick. Subscribe. See you soon.
Yeah. And about Property Pick, look at it this way. When you want to travel lighter in the business world, understand one thing, that when you see us running around doing doing that, it's one thing. There's a lot of work that we do in the engine room. And when you think you can do what I do, you're making a mistake, because there's a lot that you don't understand. But the minute you join Property Pick, you get to understand you're dealing with experts. There's lots and lots and lots of experience in the engine room with people who will tell you whether you're making the right decision or the wrong decision. Because you need to understand, property space is not an easy space. You might look at it like there's good money. Yes, I'm going to be rich and that. But you can get banned in there. You can get banned. Because there's people, I can tell you now, if we can be able to go online and ask how many people have bought properties and that they have not occupied and they're still paying their bonds and the bank is not interested and you're still on your own. There's lots of people out there. Because why? We live in a world where everybody's got problems, but not everybody wants to listen to your problem, and not everybody can give you a solution. Because the worst especially is buying a property when you have not researched properly, and you could get banned, and as a result, you get to a situation where you pay forever for a bond for a property that you won't even be able to occupy. Because why? The police can't help you, the courts can't help you. It's like you are a South African, you are a law-abiding citizen. But being a law-abiding citizen, here you are, you are alone. Nobody can help you. It's that space hasn't been visited enough to saying, this is how we're going to deal and solve these problems. Because I think in our previous discussion, I even said, it's interesting that the court and the government have made rules pertaining to how the sheriff is supposed to sell the property and how the bank is supposed to cover themselves. If you owe the bank 300,000, the law has come up with a rule that says, if that property is worth 1 million, then the bank can't sell that property for 300,000. They must sell it for 600,000. When they sell it for 600,000, this is what happens. The bank gets their 300,000. The previous owner gets the other 300,000. Then the purchaser gets an opportunity, because he's an investor, to be able to sell that property maybe for 1 million and gets 400,000. Everybody makes money. But here is the thing with the rules that the government have put in place. They've put rules in place in a way that it takes care of the person who's defaulting. But they're not taking care of the economy and taking care of the investor. Because why? You buy that property for 600,000, you pay the sheriff who gives it to the bank, then the sheriff pays the previous owner. But now here's the challenge. You are still responsible to do evictions. Yeah,
I'm saying the rates for the last 2 years.
It's still for your account. All the sheriff say you are responsible for the rates. But now the challenge is, I still have a gripe with this issue of when you put a property, it says sold by the sheriff in a sale in execution, meaning sold by court order. Why do you give an order to sell a property, but you don't give an order that says on the sale of this property, the ex-owner must vacate.
Yes.
But in your order, you say
makes sense.
the ex-owner must get part of the proceeds. He gets part of the proceeds, but he still continues to sit in the property.
But why do you think they do that? You think it's
You know one thing.
maybe it's vote. They don't want to be the bad guys that has to put the guy out, the previous owner. So now you become.
Leroy, look at it this way. If I buy a property for 2 million, I'm putting 2 million investment into a property. I don't see the logic. Why do I need to evict you? I'm putting 2 million of my money to buy your property at the sheriff's sale. I still have to evict you. It doesn't make sense. You understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It's a good thing. I hope someone's listening to this.
Yeah.
That will be a good thing to put the eviction order into that.
Thank you.
But Cohen, you looking at it from, can I just push
Yes.
back a little bit?
Yes.
You looking at it from a investor's point of view, where you want to make the 400,000,
Yes.
and obviously,
That's true.
but I bought a property for, I think I bought it for 350. This guy owed the bank 650.
Mm.
He signed the admission of debt, admission of guilt.
Yeah.
He still needs to pay the
difference.
The difference.
Yeah,
so
but
now he loses the property.
Okay.
He loses the. He still owes the bank 350.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, they push the interest rates up
Mm.
because now it's defaulted, so it's no longer on prime. It's now on 14%. They give you stupid. The banks are closed.
Mm.
He's on a stupid interest rate. He's blacklisted.
Yeah.
How? When is he going to get out of that hole? So now you're looking at it from your side as an investor, but if you look at it from the previous owner side, that he settles his debt.
Leroy,
He still has some money to start again.
Here's an interesting spin to it. When the bank gives you a bond, they take insurance on it. So meaning, whatever shortfall
Yeah.
is owed, the bank gets paid by the insurance.
Yeah.
Why put the insurance on it? That insurance clause says, when we sell, if we sell less than what he owes us, the insurance kicks in. The insurance kicks in. Whether you are going to pay it or you're not going to pay it. Sometimes people have lost jobs.
So then they put the insurance, but the bank still keeps that debt on
active.
active
On their
the-
books,
on the
you still owe
previous
them. Yeah.
owner who has to pay. I don't know how long they do that for,
Yeah.
but they still do that.
Yeah. We do.
So, Cohen, talking about there's a lot of challenges a lot of mistakes that you can make. Now, you've bought 3 years, you've probably made all the mistakes that you can make.
No, I have. I have expensive mistakes, and I'm still paying even today. I still have probably
Let's touch on a few of those mistakes, because people always hear the good stories. No,
Yeah.
I bought 300, this is what you must do, these are the tips, experts, what, but we never tell them.
The mistakes is currently, as things stand, I still have over 10 properties in Fosterers where the people have not moved out. I've got eviction orders, I've got everything in place. I've had trespass cases that we went to court and the magistrate just messed up the case to saying it wouldn't serve justice for these people to be moved out. This case has been running for 3 years in court, and as a result, it won't serve justice for these people to be found guilty.
And how much does it cost you, one case?
I can tell you now, currently the same property on rates and taxes is owing municipality about 500,000. So meaning that even if
they don't pay, you don't pay.
How do I pay when I'm not making money? You understand? They're not paying rent, they're not paying services, they're just staying in the property. That's the reality.
Electricity is on.
Yeah. Water, lights on.
So you've got 10 of those.
You see, we have quite an interesting scenario in South Africa where ANC government can let this thing fly for years and years and years. We have people, that's why I'm saying, there's people who own properties, who paying bonds, who are not staying in those properties.
You bought them cash at least.
At least my case is different because I bought those properties cash. But if you are paying a bond, then what happens to you in your case? It means you are stuck because you can't even get a rental property somewhere or you can't get your second property until you sort out this.
Now how do you solve that? What's the old ways? You go in with the guys,
you know.
with the
You
case
know.
of beers and a carton of cigarettes, and they say, listen, oh, you're staying here, okay, so it's your house and it's my house. So we're both staying here together.
Yeah, we've had those scenarios. And
No, I know that's not the...
yeah, but you know, Leroy.
I know the old days, guys used to do that.
Yeah,
We still
in the
do that.
old days, Leroy, I've been in the game for too many years, for a long time. As a result, you get tired of fighting and all that. You know, you try and find ways to negotiate around these things, but eventually, at some point, yes. You know, like I always look at it this way. My peace of mind is more important. I'm at an age where I want to be at peace, enjoy my family time, enjoy my life and all that. I still have to go back and sort out because I can't leave it behind for my kids to deal with those
rates
problems.
Are on your name.
Yeah,
Up.
the rates are on my name, but there's nothing I can do about it. I inform when the lawyers call, the rates and taxes lawyers phone and they're saying, hey, Mr. Pooe, you owe us this. I tell them, I'm not in occupation. The day I occupy, I'll tell you one thing, the interesting part is that when I sell a property, I need a clearance certificate.
Yeah.
When I need a clearance certificate, it means municipalities getting their share.
Yeah.
Those properties as they are, those people are not paying for the rates and taxes, they are staying for free. I'm not making money, municipality is not making money. Until I sort out, those things are sorted, then municipality will start making money and then I will make money. So it's got to be a partnership.
Yeah.
It's got to be
But
a
do you think
partnership.
you're ever going to get them out?
I believe so.
I doubt it.
I believe so. I still,
Where is it?
you know,
Extension 16?
No, not extension 16.
Is it?
Proper extension 9, extension 2,
Nice extension.
extension 7, nice places. But my take is, I have so much on my plate. And I rather focus on making money and
Than fighting.
I believe I'll make time to deal those things. But for now, my focus is on growing my business. That's all.
Because it's a lot, 10, a couple of million.
It's a lot. So probably comfortably 5 million sitting there. Can't touch it. And sometimes.
So that's one of the challenges. What's another one that you find over these years? Give us about 2, 3 there. Guys that need to look out. That's one if you buy at the auction.
Yes.
Make sure that.
I would say 90% of my stock came from the sheriff sale. Because that's a space I understood fully. And private sale, rates and taxes are for
the seller.
For the seller.
Yeah,
like now, I can tell you last year I bought 2 plots in Mapleton. I have another one, which is very interesting. 2018, Egoruleni sold a plot in Mapleton. I bought that plot, I think around 650, and I paid it in full. Everything was covered, and it's sitting with the lawyers now from 2018 until to date. Now we can't get the clearance certificate because Egoruleni didn't do, when they decided to sell this plot, they didn't do their homework to understand, to saying this plot is not owing 650, it's owing 1.2 million. Now it means it's a legal sale. It's a legal sale.
Yeah.
But now they are sitting in a situation where they have to write off the 600,000.
And they don't want to.
They don't want to. But the advocate said no. It's a legal binding contract. They sold.
Yeah.
If you have sold and you have signed and
It's
all
done.
documents, it's done.
And
It's
you
a closed
paid.
deal.
And you paid, it's done.
I've paid. I've paid them in full. The money is sitting with the lawyers. They're supposed
2008, so that's 5 years.
2018.
It's 5 years now. That 500 of yours or 650 is still there.
Sitting there. It had
Do you still want that?
No.
Do you still want that?
I want it. It's zoned. It's zoned business. It's got sewer system. It's got a substation.
Yeah.
So meaning you can open a factory or whatever.
Yeah.
For that price, I still want it. Definitely. I'm not walking away from it. And the interesting part is that the 5 years, the money was sitting in a trust. And I went back to the attorneys. I said, okay, can you tell me how much money is sitting there? They said, okay, there's interest of about 150,000. I said, can I have the 150,000 and keep the rest of the money?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
So you're fine.
Let them keep
And
it.
you have access to the land currently?
Yes.
Ah, then it's most fine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad one.
It is. Sure.
So now, okay, so those are some of the challenges, right? So now you've bought a lot of these at the auction.
Yeah.
I was with you the other day, and you took me to this land and this acres and this development, and I said, hey, this is actually a rich man. And I saw that. And we've been trying to go for a while, and I know. I went home, I told my wife, I said, hey, this Cohen is actually a rich man. Eh? There's this, and then you've got prime properties in Boksburg.
Yeah, there's lots of projects in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And through your help as well, I'm doing a couple of developments. I've already submitted stuff. Plans are ready. Costing is done, and we're just waiting to do a development in Vosloorus, Nombela Drive. I think it's one of our next projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, you need to understand one thing in the property space, in the business space. You can't keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. You got to understand, you got to network, you got to meet other people. You got to understand what other people are doing differently, so that you can up your game and do things differently. It helps.
Yeah.
Your growth, you can't grow alone. You know, I was saying to you earlier on, I always believe in life, there's people who want to see you succeed. They want to see you succeed. They pray for you. They do whatever they can do in their little spaces. Sometimes they don't even come back to you to saying, that referral, I'm the one who spoke to so-and-so to saying, give that guy business. They don't. But the world we live in, God has created it in such a way that you can't make it alone. Your growth depends on other people. For you to succeed, you need a network, a pool of people around you. Because sometimes, look at it this way. I was talking to Theodore to saying, you're a cameraman. You do what you do, right? But you're not making that money yet. But there could be somebody who is doing the same thing that you do. Yeah. Like my son's friend, he's in Dubai, doing the same work he does. You understand? So meaning, if he's in Dubai, he's earning in dollars and, in all that. But you see, that's why I'm saying, sometimes it is important for us to network. Because connecting with people helps you to grow, to understand conversations. And especially sometimes you're saying, let's go out for a drink, let's go have coffee. It helps you to understand what is the thinking, where the market is at, what are other people doing. Because sometimes I'm a busy guy. I hardly get a chance to go for coffee, a drink. And when I go and have coffee or a drink, I want to come home feeling inspired, feeling, wow, what a day. This guy, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to something different happening in my life. Because sometimes, talking about juju, talking about load shedding, we know about all those issues. But the interesting part in the business world is, in the midst of all those challenges, in the midst of all the hardships, some people are making money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. The whole world could be crying to saying, hey, there's no money, we're poor, with this. You understand? But the reality of it is, some people are making money.
You know what, I'm thinking about that quote. I think it's Rockefeller. He said, when there's blood on the street, buy land, buy property. Yeah. And now you can basically say there's blood on the street. Eh? Yeah. In South Africa, in the world is not doing well. But there is opportunity.
There will always be.
There's opportunity. Where do you see the opportunities? Now, if you think property now, you think in your space, because I know you have office block, you have residential developments, you have
agricultural land,
10 properties which you don't have
access to.
You've got agricultural land, acres and acres of land. Where do you see the opportunities for Now, you obviously, a lot of people will maybe that will watch this are starting out. Maybe some of them don't even have a property. They got a flat.
Leroy, look at it this way. As we listen to the news, we listen to KFM Biz every time after 6. They're talking about how the economy is and how people are struggling. It's true. It's true. People are struggling. It's hard. But the reality is, in the midst of what you've just said about Rockefeller, in the midst of the struggles and everything, some people are making money. Meaning, I've always maintained, with the sentiments I agree with, is people are not aware of the damage COVID did.
Tough, yeah.
For now, times become harder because why? We're coming from COVID.
Yeah.
COVID, we didn't have jobs. We were not making money. We were home for the better part of the time. And now, guess what? Ask yourself, if you are home and you're not having an income,
credit cards,
overdrafts, car installments, property installments, and all those things. Now it means when we are back, we're trying to recover from that by making sure that that hole we need to try and pay back. Because I always believe that somehow for our growth, we need funding. And it's like sometimes there's easy money where I'm one person who believes in relationship. I strongly believe in relationships. Because why? I can come to you and say, Leroy, can I have 80 grand? If you've got and you trust me, you will give it to me.
Yeah.
And now, when I make my money, before I move forward, I need to sort out Leroy.
Yeah.
Make sure that Leroy is paid, then I can move forward. Because you know why? You need to have those relationships around you of those people who would say, when times are tough, they'll come in for you. You understand? You pick up a phone and say, I need 50. They don't ask 10 questions. They say, okay, fine. I'll send it through.
Yeah.
Life is good. Life is beautiful when we have relationships like those. But when you do that, you must always remember, before you decide to buy a new car or another property, sort out those people. Because there would be time you're going to need them again and again. So those relationships, critical. Yeah.
No, that's good. So you're saying relationships
strong.
Is where the money is.
I believe. You know, like sometimes there was IDP in First Roads on the 19th. And I've attended that thing. I can tell you one thing. We go to this events organized community report back, where they tell you township economy, it's worth 700 billion.
Yeah.
And you're saying, where is this 700 billion you are talking about? I can tell you today, a lot of us have been attending those report backs. Those things have nothing to do with us. There's a class of people who are in the first table. You understand? Those people, they'll get those jobs. They'll get the money. They are not, sometimes I always look at it this way. They are not business people, some of them. They're not business people.
When you're talking about now the class that is this not tax shops, taxi ranks, that 700 billion going around there?
We're talking job opportunities, money. States got money. States got projects. They need to be creating employment. You understand? By those budgets that they have. You understand? But the effect of the matter is that who has access to those things?
Oh, so you're saying you need to be connected?
Access to those things. Because you see why? They're saying you are a business person. When you're a tenderpreneur, you're not a business person. It's easy money, access to funding.
Yeah.
You understand? Because those monies, they get to those people. And those people succeed out of creating that money.
Kickbacks.
You understand? So now you get to understand that you need to wake up every morning and start working out to saying, okay, fine. What project am I going into? What am I going to be doing? Like currently, I've got business I'm doing in my space now, in the construction space. I do work for Avbo, and I do work for Netcare. Those are your, like, you got your clients who, one thing is, things are well looked after. You're not gonna, as long as you deliver the right quality product at the right time, the client is happy, they will pay you. And on another note, and then I have projects that I do, in which is my passion, has to do with deco, design, beautiful stuff. I'm passionate about that space. But unfortunately, that space hasn't worked for me that much, in a sense that people love beautiful things.
Yeah.
But sometimes people don't want to pay. People don't want to pay for quality. That's the reality of it.
But maybe you should market.
You understand?
How's your marketing?
Yeah, maybe. It's something that there's still a lot that needs to be done. There's still a lot that needs to be done, But going forward, there are projects that I'm working on. Surely in our next interview, I would have one of my places open.
We're going to do one at your site.
Yeah.
At the site, when the site is ready.
Yeah.
We'll do one on site at one of his projects.
Yes.
And so you said that's what the future holds what? Developments?
Yeah, developments. Yeah,
Residential.
I need to increase my rental stock. And then, I'm working there's something in the pipeline. It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Very, very interesting, and I love it because it gives me a chance to express my passion, what I love, design and everything. Because I like doing things that are unique, where you walk in and you're saying, I've never seen this before. That's me.
Yeah, okay. More exciting. I'm looking forward to having that next podcast on site.
Definitely. It's I'm pushing very hard to finish it.
Any last words before we leave, Cohen? And then tell us, where do we get hold of you?
Yeah, my email address is youforme@mweb.co.za, or cohen@youforme.co.za. My number is 082 0665 391. You can catch me on my WhatsApp, and then we can have discussions. I can send you pictures of all the work that I've done, and you can go on my Facebook, you can go on my Twitter account, and
Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram. You must get on Instagram actually, and
but my team,
the work that you do is put the pictures up, and
I have my team taking care of that.
Oh, you on there?
Yeah, I'm in there. Right. Yeah, I'm on there.
Nice.
So I have my team taking care of things there. Yeah.
And LinkedIn.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, on my personal. LinkedIn.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Interesting story, eh?
Yeah, but
I think we don't have enough time.
No, there is so much,
and
I believe life is good. Let's do the best we can do. Sometimes you're not sure when it's gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
But you never stop working, because as we reflected earlier on, the engine room, it's a boring space. Business, it's not easy. It's not easy. Make no mistake, understand. Like, everybody see you running around, going up and down and doing all that. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it takes a lot of sacrifice. And as I say, you don't know when it's going to pay out, but eventually God is watching all the time.
Amen.
Doors will open up, and things will happen in your space, and people will start thinking, no, maybe his parents gave him some money, or maybe this, or he's fronting for a white company. No, I've always been on my own. Always been on my own, but sometimes it can be lonely, but it takes a lot of hard work for us to get where we are.
Do you come, quick one before we finish, do you come from an entrepreneurial family? Because I know your brother's also entrepreneurial. He's also into property, he also manages properties.
Quick one, my mom was a nursing sister. My dad worked for Besto Bells years back then. Probably he worked there for about 40 years. that company. And then my brother, my late brother, may his soul rest in peace, Zah, he used to own a tavern in Forstores. And I think I've learned for me to create my DNA, I've learned from him a lot, in a sense that at the age of 9, I was already working in a tavern. So I worked from the age of 9 until 21. I turned 21, and then I started opening my own businesses and taking care of things. And yeah, I think that's where I come from, and that's why I like business. It's here. It's
from 9. You've been
definitely
counting.
Yeah. So like that's why like every day 5:30, I'm up. I'm up and I'm on the road, and yeah.
My man.
Sure.
Mr. Cohen Pooe.
Sure.
Guys,
Thanks, Leroy.
Thanks for joining.
Sure.
Conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. So join in every week, guys. Subscribe, like, share, click on the notification bell, and don't miss this. God bless you.